done another video. Life's been busy. My amazing cats, as you can see in the background. Sorry. We also have a cute little kitten. He's so cute as well. Sorry, I just think it's so cute. I love this little kitty. So adorable. That's mum and dad together. Actually, let's put you over here. So this video is about family vlog. Elephant in the room, pretty much. It's kind of what we are. It is a family vlog, but I just wanted to. And there's a lot of controversy. So what is a family vlog? A family vlog is basically a blog surrounding family life, like making a home family video diary, basically. I mean, this type of stuff did used to happen in the early 2000s. Like, I can give a comparison to it. So on the TV show, there was a TV show in the UK called You've Been Framed, and people would upload cringe funny videos, or like a kid slipping over ice, and it'd get sent to the TV show presenter, and they would pay 250 quid to show this very funny moment in your family life. So people would like do prank videos or accidental trips. It was a big thing, but whether that's actually a true thing, but that's when I noticed that, you know, technically families using very funny videos of their kids being mischievous or pets or anything. It kind of was like, for the UK, I'm from the UK, that was what was quite a popular thing. People try and upload and make money for it. So the TV family's most funny moments. Someone would be hurt, to be honest. It felt horrible watching it. It wasn't very amusing. They do like a laughing thing. I didn't find it very funny at all. So giving the public, this got popular very fast. So really, would have this been a start of it, of the centralization of like the prankers of YouTube? Because YouTube then not long followed with similar pranks, similar tricks. Some of it's very faked and script, or even family vlogs. I'm not sure, but it would make sense if it could be a part of that played the part of throwing that in there. It's just throwing in there. It's probably nothing. I'm not just winging it with this right now. With this theory that could be. There has been controversy surrounding the family vlogs, such as the most known one is the 8 Passengers, the YouTube channel, or Daddy of 5, TikTok with the Resilient Jenkins. These vlogs are not the same level as compared to the 8 Passengers. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So let's just say, and the Resilient Jenkins, whereas Ruby was from the 8 Passengers, the mother, was literally torturing her kids. So there's one extremity to neglect, to not neglect. As Resilient Family, whatever it was, they wouldn't even pay for a bed for the kids. Like, that's neglect. There's difference. It's different of a family vlog that was just they had money, but they were just exploiting the children being in poverty and them being in poverty, and not actually using the money to help the kids. Again, controversy. 8 Passengers was one of the many family vlogs that started in 2015 and 2022. The vlog was meant to be a blog on parents' advice to other parents. One sec, my cat. You're playing with mummy, aren't you? Stop playing with your mummy. Cutie. I'm going to continue with the kitten. Right. I've lost where I've gone now. I'm going to try and figure it out. To other parents, and would also do some bizarre punishments, and they would become more extreme and abusive and distressing to the children. As I've watched more of the videos and more documentaries on it, it does progressively get worse. It's horrible to watch, to be honest, and it's heartbreaking. And as a form of punishment, an example, the child is upset to what It's upsetting to watch. There's a child basically, and the mum, Ruby, is threatening to cut the head off of the toy, and it was just horrible to watch. The child was clearly distressed. It was she broke something. It was like a little toddler, and if she was going to break something, she'd break something of hers, and it was just, you could see it was just quite horrific for a child, and it was just, it was barbaric. As a mum myself on 3 kids and 2 other stepkids, you just don't know. Other than clearly Ruby was doing it for the likes, the hate, the shares, the comments. That's what she did it for, rage bait, or she truly, in a messed up kind of way, which she just become a bit unhinged later on. That was her kind of justification of being an extremist. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just, it's not right. It's horrible. Yeah, and there was another occasion where she quite blatantly brags on YouTube that a daughter forgot to make her pack lunch, and she was like, "Don't feed my daughter." The school was like, "We could give her a pack lunch." She was like, "No, because she didn't pack a pack lunch, we're not gonna feed her." If I was at school, I'd be like, "Right, CPS, and we're gonna feed her. We don't care. Your child's hungry, we're gonna feed her, but we're also gonna call socials." That's what. But again, it went the way it did. So again, it was all these other situations and moments in her channel that started to make her viewers question and go, okay, this is quite concerning, this is quite extreme. What do we do? Like, we should be watching her. And people did start reporting her and sending CPS and doing the best that they could for these children. It got to the point, before all this was breaking down, the 8 passages, there was a breakdown in the marriage by Ruby Frankie's work partner, Jodie. I can't even say her name. You stop being mean to the baby. Jodie Hinderbrandt's advice to give the marriage a break, further isolating the family and the children from the family. This was the breakdown. This was the final breakdown of moving the children, where in late August morning in Utah, a 12-year-old boy was covered in open wounds and turned up on a doorstep with a neighbour asking for water to call the police. It honestly was devastating to see, but I don't want to get too much into it because of what's happened. There is a documentary that the children actually speaks more in detail, and obviously it's their experience and it's their awareness that they want to raise. That is on it's on Disney Plus. It's called The Devil in the Family, and it's more on the children themselves speaking out against living in that household. From the whole situation of Ruby Frankie, it seems to be clinging to the idea of demons to justify her actions, whereas the older daughter rightfully speaks that this family vlog was child exploitation, and it is. From watching the documentary myself, and other YouTubers talk about Ruby Frankie and her channel and the ethics behind having a family vlog, because I do agree, to be honest, with making solely your channel or family channel based solely on the kids. That is just, to me, doesn't sit right. It is a form of exploitation. Even in the video, Ruby brags about his son's bet. There was another occasion that Ruby even brags about taking the bed away for 7 months from his son because of his behaviour. This is just abusive. It's horrible and blunt. And it's as blunt as that. It's abusive. I don't care how to over-explain or justify if you don't take it as a basic... You don't take a basic right of a child of a bed. That is a basic right. The fact that you removed it it's just torturous and abusive, and Again, it's just another one of her many, many things. Obviously, it's come to light now in 2023. Everything came to light. But it's just all of these other things. Obviously, everyone clicked on it because, like, the behaviour was concerning anyway before, because everyone was reporting it and noticing it. Again, sorry, my nose as well. I've got a cold. It's not a cold. It's what's it called? Woo, summer. Stupid allergies as usual. Back to the video. Sorry guys, I'm officially reading from a script, so give me. I'm trying to be way more better. I'm still a bit sporadic, but I'm learning. I'm learning with my YouTube channel. At least I'm not, shoving my kids in the video. Ooh. I do one. I lie. I actually did. Last week I did do one of Chester Zoo, but that was just a nice family outing. Yeah. I'm going to try and over-explain myself now. I'm not. But, yeah. Back to the topic. Her own kids that in Ruby's videos compared to others, and what I'm trying to not do is it's the over act a certain way in the video, to perform. Basically, it's fake. It's a perform this way in the video so we get more likes. And it's not just family vlogs that are like that. I've been looking now and noticing now that it's also children influencer on YouTube that's just come out and is also doing a very similar thing of exploiting the children, especially with how they dress, how they look. So would the child influencer be classed as a vlog? Sort of, or I mean, the main creator behind the channel is monitored by the parents to making the content and to make money, and that's what it all seems to boil down to. Is these types of channels is the manager is the parent. It's the parent taking sole responsibility of that young minor who is the focal point of the channel and exploiting it like to the max. Like, it's disgusting, it's vile, it's really uncomfortable to watch. Though the child influencer channel took another level of exploitation, not worse level, it's not a comparison of which one's worse, it's the same, it's still a bad level, but it's a kind of, I think it's a PDF file, I would say, the child influencer kind of path that went. In a very inappropriate way, just how she would dress the children, or her friends' children, and how they would act with each other, which was again creepy and inappropriate. But there's, sorry, interactions with the kids. It's vile. It's clearly selling the content to a certain audience, and I'm wording this delicately because I don't want to be demonetized. So I'm just going to say PDF file are everywhere, and the mother is catering for it because she is, especially in the children influencers. It's horrific. There are now new laws, and hopefully will come into action against child exploitation. The film industry giving the children the rights with working and making a safe work environment. Even looking and watching Ryan's, again, really sad, I'm going to talk about this, Ryan's World. Since my kids were young in 2017, and they still watch them now on kids' YouTube. They love it. I don't particularly do, but they love Ryan's World, and they watch it, and he's now, after seeing a podcast now as Ryan as a teen, in 2025, there was a recently hearing of new controversy with his parents based on only what the audience views in the most recent podcast of the way they hold themselves and allow to seem control over Ryan in the interviews. So not letting them speaking more. Hearing the comments of Ryan for many years between he would spend 5 hours opening boxes for videos. That's just sad and horrible. In the recent videos, 2025, right, that I've looked up myself and tried to see what what are they posting now in Ryan's World on the YouTube channel. Ryan's video contains making things such as Minecraft, called Making a Minecraft Enchantment Table in Real Life. It starts with a very much older Ryan, and the next clip it goes to these other two adults who are making the Minecraft Enchanted box, which is okay and fun, but then it switches clearly to a much older video of Ryan when he was really young, randomly playing with ice cream. It's like, if they don't even show a few moments of Ryan, they will still profit from his face. It feels wrong. It feels like, oh, we've done this video, here's some snippets of Ryan, we're still entitled to the rights, even though these two are there adults who've helped make this video content. They will profit from it, but so will Ryan, because his face has just appeared and he's what's going to pull the audience, which is, it's just sad. It's just really, really sad. Ryan states in the podcast, I'd like to be an animator as a job one day, which I think is something he should freely do to take time away from the channel, and Ryan should focus on him. But again, I'm not involved with any of the family's background, so I'm not trying to be too harsh at this moment in time with just assuming and over-analysing the podcast too much. I mean, there are sides, like his parents won't let Ryan talk much in the podcast. You can see that in there. It's more of the parents, which is the red, which seems, sorry again, my nose, not the greatest. We will know more when Ryan's perspective truly when he gets more older. The morally wrong thing I struggle with is the merchandise these parents put Ryan's World's face on these products. It's like it's Smith's Toy Superstore in the UK. My kids always want to buy the toys, but I refuse. One sec. My allergies, really bad. Sorry guys. Whew. Very stressful. So, let's get to that bit. Toys. I refuse to fund a family that uses the child's face to buy their products, to support them, because when that kid is older, that's something that's not going to go away, especially the internet already, but the fact that he's already got his face plastered on these toys, it's just, and whether he does he actually go to school? I don't know. Has he ever been to school? Because he got so popular so quick. Did he go to school? Or has he not gone to school? It's just really sad. There is another example of another family vlog called Ingham Family. They did a replica of a realistic newborn doll, which is just, this is just vile, of this son called Jace. I streamed the birth while it was happening to the followers. This is a very personal and emotional moment, and some views, likes, just to do it for some views and some likes. It's wronged, and it's wrong. It's morally wrong and exploitive. I'm sorry, I've had 3 kids, and I don't want anyone. Your dignity does go out the door with your legs in the air and you're having a baby. It's baps out, everything's out, baby's coming. Doctors come in, yeah, don't care. Check, is the baby out? No, not out. Dignity's out the door. But what you don't want is the whole world seeing everything. I don't want anyone seeing everything, especially something that's so intimate, so personal, so you're witnessing the experience of life and birth and with your loved ones, and it's a very nice, emotional and beautiful moment. Why would I want to share that with strangers online? That's weird, and some of them could be a PDF file, you know what I mean? There are weirdos out there that it's just so inappropriate, and it's selfish, it's exploitive, it's greed, and that's what and I'm seeing a lot of family vloggers, and again, I'm being hypocritical, because technically, I'm a family vlog, but what I'm trying to talk in this video is, I want to, again, I'm sure you've heard a lot of family vloggers say, I don't want to be like that, I won't be like that, I'm not going to be like that family vlog, and then months later, they end up being, look at my child having a crap. this is content. Look at me changing his nappy. Woo! No, I'm not doing that. Get lost. My whole point in my channel is to raise awareness for this goddamn illness that is going to end my son. There's no cure. It's infantile classic Pompe disease, and there's not enough research into it. I am currently, as you can see in this delightful file, reading all of the NHS research on infantile Pompe disease. And you know what, guys? It does not look good. It is very not great. It keeps on saying insufficient evidence, because the survival rate with children like my son is really low. So my channel is technically a vlog, but I'm mainly focusing on it's more like a podcast essentially. You see me and my husband, and the odd clips that you'll see is me on a day out with my children, but I'm not constantly putting a camera in the face. I'm capturing nice little moments where we're going. You get to actually see the views of where we're going, like, you know, the new Chester Zoo's just been released, so I just wanted to show, you know, the new exhibits, stuff like that. I'm trying, but the main thing is what my channel is for, is to document and preserve my experience with a child with infantile Pompe disease, and what we as a family go through every day, and that there are families out there who feel alone, who feel like, oh, we haven't, you know, this family vlog is so perfect, so yay, look at her, how pristine her kids are. But again, when I go out with my son, he's got a trachea, people stare at him, people give him weird looks, people have insulted me, weirdly enough, on a freaking train, saying, that's disgusting, why would you keep him alive? It's like, wow. Woo, thank you. I didn't go and have a baby and gone, yeah, you know what, I'm going to totally just mooch off this child and just live like this. This all started to break down. He could move, he could eat when he was first born, he could breathe, he could talk when he was first born. No sign whatsoever that he had Pompe disease until, 3 months I was getting ignored. For about 7 months I was getting ignored and not being believed as a young mum. Took the other doctors to actually take me serious. And turned out he was on death's door. Took him to the point where he was on death's door and his heart was abnormally enlarged for them to actually take me serious, that my son wasn't feeding, he was floppy, he was sleeping all the time, I'm breastfeeding him, but it's clearly not enough. I'm bottle feeding him now. That's not working still. What's wrong with my child? And I was 21 at this point, so I was quite young. So, and because I was so young, I got ignored. So, magic. And then it got to the point where he kept on declining with his breathing, and that he'd still move at this point, and he could talk at this point. And they said we can't put him on a ventilator, but quality of life will not be great. Originally, I was against the ventilator, but there was a moment where I was like grieving basically in front of him. It was nighttime in the hospital room, and I was refusing it. I was crying next to Leo, and Leo was just looking at me, smiling and going, I'm not, it was like a shared look, I'm not going yet, I'm strong enough. And he was stroking my head and playing with his toy and comforting me. Again, a child's a lot stronger than I am. And I was like, right, we'll try the tracheostomy. You've got fight in you, I'll have fighting for you, and we'll fight through this. We'll give you a quality of life. And we had the trachea done, and he's in full-time school. He's living his life as best as we can and what he can have. He's up and out. He's never bedbound. We're never bedbound at all. If you're on a ventilator, you're getting out of the house and you're doing something with your life. So I try. So it's just heartbreaking that we do feel isolated as a family to an extent, because there's not a lot of families out there with vented kids, infantile Pompe disease. It's not commonly known. The survival rate's really low because there's not enough research. As you can check in my last video, I speak about Pompe disease and the guy who founded it. Really interesting video. Might redo it and neaten it up a bit. But again, this channel is trying to talk about it. It is a family vlog, but it's also a kind of podcast and a understanding of not just watch my child poop itself. It's not even that. That's like, I'm sorry, you've not got a brain cell and you're just general exploiting your kid there. But there is not enough research for children like my son, and it's quite lonely for families like us with kids with medical needs and medical who have these adaptations with medical, like gastro, NG, tracheostomy, beds, everything, surgeries, all of that, osteoporosis, muscular disco, whatever it is, weak muscles. And it's just having that voice and having that bubble and having that channel where you can relate to. I mean, having carers as well, you run ragged in the sense of it's not just a normal school run for me. It is, I've got to rush to 2 schools, but also be back for my son quickly because that care staff needs to be relieved at 4 o'clock. And if I'm not relieved at 4 o'clock, office gets called, complaints get made, social workers get called because we're not making it back in time for the carers to get relieved. So my world is really sporadic and I hate it. Sometimes I hate it because it's stressful. It is stressful and it's very, very a lot for just the average person, and it's not a normal family life. And this is what the type of discussions that I want to talk about. This family channel, family technically vlog, but I understand and agree with the controversies that come along with a family vlog because it can be quite exploitive, and I'm trying to have that balance of what we have that in a family like us we could still have and lead a normal life is what I'm trying to say. My head's all sporadic. I've gone off a bit of script here. But going back to the script, people have become more popular, and as soon as they see the paycheck with the children on YouTube, they do just ignore it and go, well, you know what, whatever, I've just made money out of my kid. And it's wrong, and it's very wrong. There has always been equality. It was more exploitation, because in Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland, the girl who played the girl in Wizard of Oz, was made to work 72-hour shifts and was even given amphetamines by MGM to maintain her pep. Today's labour laws have improved since then, but no, not so much with social media, with families, vlogs. It's quite scary. I feel, as a parent, we all need to be safe and responsible for our children's, as this world is becoming more social media based. We really need to think and teach ourselves, as parents, how to be responsible with our children and family vlogs, and that's what I want to try and be more responsible, be more responsible. There is a link I'm going to add called Actors Children's Trust. It's a safeguarding policy act to check up the welfare of the children. Again, it's social media. It has been in quite news. I even talk about the medical equipment, the educational purposes behind that, because I find it interesting. That's how I cope as a mother. I'm very interested in the medical perspective of my son's condition and the stuff that needs to keep him going, and I find that fascinating, and that helps me cope with what I deal with day to day with my son's health. Some of these, and even one of the other videos I've got as well is a sensory toy, because again, my God, if you buy a sensory toy, it is like, you want this jingle jingle bell? Let's add some zeros. It's like £500 for stupid, that I could make myself, stupid sensory toy, because it says sensory toy, disabled, autism, muscular. Let's add some zeros, because apparently all his family are rich. Apparently, we're rich because we're not. We're really not. I could go on my finances, but we're not. We're really not. It's really stressing me out. So in that video that I've posted, again, I show you what works better for children like my son who don't have any movement in their arms, non-verbal, communicates only with their eyes, and literally he can only move like that. But I have found toys, and if you are a family that's on this channel, check the video out because it will help. And it's cheap places where I found it, and some are not cheap but reasonable than what I've been looking at with comparing to other websites that have like they charge you a price as if you are a school, which we're not a school, we're a family of a disabled child, but they'll put a price on it as if you're either it's disability, but it's like a school. It's like a school price. So like if a school was applying to get sensory equipment for their students, that company will go, cool, I'm going to charge you extra. But that's where we can find our actual legitimate good quality sensory toys for our children. So I found a cheaper way to find that. I find stuff, which again, it's what my channel is about. We are also have been discussing in our recent videos and our struggles with the ADHD discrimination against our daughter with her old school, which we have moved her away from the school, and so far heading in the right path. They were leaving my daughter to play with Play-Doh. When they found out that she had ADHD, she wasn't doing the schoolwork, she was being ignored, and she was claiming, when I emailed the head teacher about her official diagnosis from the pediatrics, she was like, oh yeah, we need to have a meeting. Pulled me in and was like, she's the worst ADHD we've ever seen. She's the worst. She's this, she's that, she's done that, she's thrown scissors. So I'm like, why haven't I ever been reported of all this stuff? If this was happening, you should have called me on the day. If this was happening, why is she coming out with medals and stickers and pupil of the week and getting award ceremony stuff? So what you're telling me does not match what I have for the past year been dealing with. And she wanted me to medicate my daughter, and I said no. I refused. Like, why? Why do you have to medicate our kids? She's fine. She's just, the only minor issue she has with her ADHD is just staying focused on the topic in class. That is it. It's not that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as what as soon as she found out she had ADHD. But I found out why, because it means the school gets more money and more funding. So if they're on meds, they get more money. So yeah, I've had that drama these past few weeks. And again, my channel is not about just, look at my child had a poop, look at my child in this inappropriate adult dressing. It is on real life topics, and that mean a lot, and that parents can associate with. Because again, I have ADHD. I have had dyslexia since I've always had it. I've been diagnosed in 2002 with the dyslexia, and in 2021, when I was in uni, I got diagnosed with ADHD because of my studies I was struggling with. And I've managed to work through it. I don't medicate. I use art as my coping mechanism, as you can see. Shit, one of my works. Whee! My art. It's my coping mechanism, so I don't go crazy with all the dark art I do as well. It's not fun. It is fun. It helps me cope. But living in that type of environment where I have dyslexia, ADHD, educational, it was a shock, because I always thought in this day and age things are a lot more better than they were in the year 2000s / late early 90s. I was born in 93, that's why I'm saying it. I'm a millennial. So in comparison to that, because when I went to high school, I was copying out of math books because I was deemed as too dumb. So my math teacher hated it when I kept on asking questions, hated it when I kept on not understanding or any of that sort. I had to reread instructions multiple times, or the equations multiple times, because I did not understand it. My brain could not understand that equation. Like, how did you get from that to that? It doesn't make sense to me. And they'd repeat it, and it's still not sticking in my head. And they'd go, "You're just taking the mick out of me in front of this class." Like, I'm not. Can you please help me? So I just ended up copying out maths books, and I got a U in my GCSEs maths until I went to college and got a B. And I'm just like, ugh. So those are the struggles I've had with educational, and it was just very heartbreaking these past few weeks that we are also facing this. So it's gotten big what's happened, to the point that we've took it to Parliament, and we're not the only family. Let's just say that we are not the only family who's gone through this with this type of discrimination. So yeah, not going to talk more into that until things get more into. But you know, I'm just trying to just explain that there is controversy, and there still is, and there always will be, with this family vlog situation. And I agree with a lot of the YouTubers that it is wrong, but there is a right way to do this, and obviously mine's kind of different in the sense of I'm doing it for, it's like a podcast. I would say a podcast, more of a chat. And again, this is quite more to the condition that my son's in, raising awareness and finding that safe face that other families can relate to, because there's not. I mean, I've even published a children's book on behalf of my son and having tracheostomies, because again, people do look at my son and go, the fuck? That's weird, and don't understand it, and are scared. And I'm like, don't be scared. This is normal. This is our normal life. So that's why I did this children's book. So the siblings don't feel like weird, or why is my sibling got this tube in his throat and everyone else is having a normal experience? Why do I have to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, get rushed in an ambulance in the morning, and get shoved back into the house, and then everything's back to normal? Why is my life different from my friends in school? So that's why I created this children's book. It's really child appropriate. It's fun. I'll do the link into this video, but it's the big picture here. I'm trying to raise the awareness and the just lack of information, which is so scary with infantile Pompe disease, and it's grinding me. It's going to go crazy. And, you know, us as a family, how we work together and push through that. And that's what the real focus of this all is I don't want my son to be forgotten. Really. I don't want him to be forgotten. When he passes, Leo is an inspiration. My son is my world. He is my art. He is my inspiration, and I feel like when he goes, I don't want him to be forgotten about. He is the most strongest person. He has gone through so much in his life and dealt with so much in his life, let alone the illness, the conditions, the situations. But there has been very horrible things that's happened to him that he's had to deal with as well as the condition. And he goes on with a smile on his face, and he is such a strong little lad. And it's just, I don't want it to be forgotten. And maybe this is a pathetic YouTube channel to just a mum clutching to whatever memory I have left of my son. He's still here now, but I want to be vulnerable and just open out to you and just help raise awareness, because this is just scary. It's scary. It's scary. And, you know, we have our moments as families and mums and dads that are living in this type of life. And it's important to think and be on the positive side, because, again, my son always reminds me things could always be worse. And that's how I always think, because that's how my son is always reacting with situations when he's been put in. He smiles, he gets on with it. It's like, okay, we got over that hurdle. We're done. Let's crack on. Let's be positive. And that's the type of mentality that I want to have in my life, give in my life, and share with people, to go, get up, crack on, because everyone else is, everything else is, and life's too short, so enjoy it, because it's amazing. Life is beautiful, it is chaotic, and it's beautiful. And I think we need to remind ourselves of that, because we do easily, and we can easily get lost in that. So I hope this video helps. Again, sporadic. I am sorry it's sporadic, but basically I'm answering the elephant in the room. It's been biting at me for weeks and months about family vloggers, because there is a lot of controversy with it all, and it's sad, and I want to work through it and just do the opposite, and not be that percentage that is stigmatized as what family vloggers are like. So hope you liked the video. Bit of a crazy one, sorry. I've got, again, my allergies. I hate my allergies. I do love how I've got like subscriptions more, because, again, more subscribers, the more I can do this at home and, you know, raise awareness and help. So if you don't subscribe, that's fine. You can like or comment or don't, or either way, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this, even if it's doesn't get anywhere. I don't care. I'm going to keep on speaking, keep on raising awareness, keep on talking about Pompe disease, keep on talking about my son and what he struggles and has gone through. So makes you think in your own life. Stop whinging about the small things of life. This kid's going through shit and he is cracking on, so you should crack on. That's how I see it as. But yeah, have a lovely week, and yeah, please, if you want to, if you can, subscribe, like or comment. If not, either way, look at this kitten. It's so cute. Oh yes it is. Yes. Ooh. Please subscribe. Chicken did subscribe. He's so cute. You're adorable. Yes, you are. Bye, guys.